Today I'm going to talk about Free Eye Atlas and what people are saying about it that I have found fascinating that could lead to a rapture in December. I am hoping that we are still going to be raptured before the end of 2025. But before I start talking about the rapture and Free Eye Atlas and a new topic, I just want to finish some things that are to do with my last two previous videos because they only came to me after I released them. So this video will have a little follow-up and this video too. So in my previous video I talked about how Jesus floated upwards when he ascended into the heavens and how I had a dream of floating upwards, and somebody left me a really nice comment which I am going to read to you because this is the comment that I have really felt grateful receiving. So it was under my previous video where she said, "Hello sister, I had a dream a few days ago. Also, I was doing laundry in the backyard and I looked up at the sky and saw some type of bubbles that were like floating down to get us. The first one to be lifted up was my daughter. She is free, and immediately after, my husband and I were lifted up and we were like floating in the air, slowly going up. The title of your video caught my attention. I suppose it will be like floating up slowly, not like we have all believed it to be like lightning. God bless you, my sister." And I replied to her saying, "OMG, wishing you loads of love and safety and high vibes." And I said, "Me too. I was thinking tonight that we have believed it to be like lightning, but it may not be like we have assumed it to be. I was wondering if I should make another video to clarify this confusion when your comment confirmed. Same to me." And what I am thinking is that there are just things that we don't know about yet. We don't know everything. And the first rapture may not be like lightning because, like I said before, there is reason to believe that there won't be just one rapture, but maybe two or three raptures. One is pre-trib and probably two during the tribulation, one where the man-child will be raptured and the other one where the two witnesses will be resurrected, and with them some more people will be raptured at their resurrection. And I think it is in a future event during the tribulation that the rapture, where we have assumed that it will be as quick as lightning, that's when that rapture will take place. But the pre-trib rapture will be more like us going upwards, floating gently upwards, like I have said in this video, in the same way that Jesus floated upwards while others watched him. So if you haven't watched this video, you won't understand what I'm talking about. So you have to watch it to just get what I have just explained so far. And then in the previous video before that, I talked about an old Hopi prophecy and how it connects to USA, Russia, and China. Well, in that Hopi prophecy, there is reason to believe that the Great White Brotherhood has something to do with Donald Trump. But shortly after I watched that video, a video came just by coincidence. I was not doing any research or looking for anything to do with the Hopi Prophecy when this video came up to me, and the title is The Real Hopi Prophecy, and in it she says that although we have all assumed that the Great White Brotherhood has something to do with Donald Trump, it cannot be Donald Trump, is what she explains, because she says that the reason why it cannot be Donald Trump is because there are other aspects to that prophecy, such as the Great White Brother will also be associated with traveling to other planets, and that the Red Indians behind this Hopi prophecy, they foresaw themselves being taken to other planets, and that the Great White Brother will also have dark hair, which Donald Trump doesn't, because Donald Trump's hair is pretty much blonde and now it's gone grey, but he's never had dark hair. And the fact that he's not going to be able to take us to other planets means that Donald Trump cannot be the Great White Brother that the Hopi prophecy foresees. So, having said that, the Great White Brother who's coming to save mankind, not only is he capable of taking people to other planets, but there will be other two helpers that will be coming with him. In the video where I spoke about, in this video where I talk about the Great White Brother, I have included clips from where I sourced that information, and the information made it clear that there will be two other people that will be like helpers to this Great White Brother, true brother who's coming around to help mankind. And in this video that has just been released 1 day ago by somebody I have subscribed to, her name is Yo Mary Dickinson, and she released a video yesterday where she talks about Free Eye Atlas and two other comets that are coming alongside with it, and she sees Free Eye Atlas as the sign of the Son of Man. She says that Free Eye Atlas is like the midnight cry, where it is the cry for the bride to become awake and rejoice that the bridegroom is coming. And that was released 2 weeks ago, and yesterday, only a day ago, she released her latest video where she says how Free Eye Atlas is coming with two other companions. And this made me think of the prophecy of what she said about the two helpers, and it sounds like Free Eye Atlas has become a sign to show this very exact thing to do with the Hopi prophecy. And this was further kind of discussed by a channel called Inner Circle, where he's been covering Free Eye Atlas lately, and he thinks that Free Eye Atlas is the New Jerusalem UFO that will take the bride of Christ that we are out of earth soon. So he's covered quite a few things that some of it makes sense, but it's not biblical, it's not traditional Christianity. And the video he released 3 days ago shows how Free Eye Atlas, some of the pictures show that it is just like what you'd expect the New Jerusalem to be, and how it is like a city made of bright lights, and how it cannot just be a mere comet, but more like a spaceship, like a glorified spaceship. And he thinks that Free Eye Atlas is like our Savior Jesus, who's coming to save us, and that we'll probably be raptured by it around Christmas time. And I am hoping that we don't spend Christmas on earth. I hope that we spend Christmas with our genuine Christ family in heaven, somewhere far from here, somewhere where we want to belong, somewhere where we can really celebrate Christmas and New Year, but not on earth. You know what I mean? There is a part of me that still is hoping that although all the dates have come and gone for 2025, and we probably have had the keepers of the false light fool us by coming into our dreams, and they are known as archons because there are entities who are known as archons who deceive and who appear as Jesus and are not the real Jesus, and who try to manipulate our psyche. And I think that the reason why we have had deceitful lying spirits come to us, come to our dreams, and make us believe in dates that have already come and gone is because they know how sensitive and vulnerable we are while we are waiting for our true Savior. So in this video here, I left a comment and I said to him, I said, so do you think that Free Eye Atlas will rapture us to heaven in December 2025? Are we going to leave Earth through Free Eye Atlas acting as our Savior? And he just put a heart on my comment, which means that he probably thinks that Free Eye Atlas will indeed rapture us to heaven this December 2025, and that Free Eye Atlas is going to act as our Savior. So I am showing you this because of what your Mary Dickinson has spoken about only very recently, 1 day ago, where she said how Free Eye Atlas, being accompanied by those 2 other comets, has its own significance in itself, like it is something profound that 2 other comets are accompanying it, and she thinks that it is a sign that Free Atlas is the sign of Jesus, and the two other comets are the sign of the two witnesses. And because what I have just showed you about Inner Circle, what he has been saying concerning Free Atlas matches what your Mary Dickinson has said about how there are two witnesses and all that attached to Free Atlas. I know it won't make sense to Christians and it's not biblical, and at first I didn't want to think too much about it or try make much sense about any of this, because I honestly did not know what to genuinely think about it, because it is not traditional to what our Christian beliefs are, and it's not truly biblical. But these two channels, Inner Circle and Your Mary Dickinson, that I have just showed you, they don't want us to think in the traditional kind of way. They want us to think in a more out of the box kind of situation. So coming back to this video about the real Hopi Prophecy, about how the true white brother is not Donald Trump, but somebody who will be like a savior to mankind, somebody associated with taking us traveling to other planets, and somebody who will have like two helpers, such as the two witnesses that Inner Circle is associating Free Atlas with, as well as what Your Mary Dickinson has just been showing Free Atlas to have two witnesses, two helpers alongside it. So I'm thinking it could be true. The true white brother could be coming down to us in the spacecraft that Free Atlas is, and that it could be a sign of the Savior coming to get us, accompanied by two of his helpers, just like the Hopi Prophecy has foreseen. And to be honest with you, I am so fed up with life on earth right now, with everything that's been going on. I mean, only a few days ago, the volcano in Ethiopia just erupted after 12,000 years, and you've had devastation in Philippines, devastation elsewhere. Actually, this was covered today by a video I just watched by the channel called Blackwoods. The final prophecy has begun, and he has said how that volcano just erupting and all the rest of the natural disasters that suddenly have started happening in just a matter of 24 hours, a chain of volcanoes erupting, as well as so many other natural disasters all over the planet. He's saying that this is just the beginning of the end. And so for all those who don't believe that Jesus is going to rapture us soon, I am just going to say living on this planet is going to be such a torment for all the people who have not been saved and who do not have a blessed hope. And I just don't want to lose my blessed hope in the imminent rapture. And I hope that what I have found out about what your Mary Dickinson has said and what Inner Circle has said about Free Eye Atlas being the spacecraft in which our Jesus is coming as Savior to save us. So I don't want to lose my hope in a soon rapture, and even if it is about believing that He's coming in a chariot, because I have also already covered before that the chariot that some of the people in the Bible left earth before, like Ezekiel's chariot, or even the chariot of fire that Elijah was taken up to the heavens through, that could all have been a spacecraft, like a UFO kind of thing that took them off this earth surface and took them to heaven. So with that said, that's why I believe that what I have foreseen in this video about how we will be leaving earth in a very gentle kind of manner and not in the quick as lightning sort of way, because when Elijah was taken into the heavens, Elisha was watching him and he witnessed Elijah go in the same way that Jesus, when he floated upwards, there was quite a few people down below watching him go. So Jesus didn't just disappear like a flash, like lightning disappeared, gone. And Elijah didn't disappear like in a quick as lightning kind of disappearance where he just vanished. But the people who were witnessing them go and get taken up into the sky, they saw these people gently going away. And so that's why this comment made me so happy, because she realized in the same way that I think I have realized as well, that our rapture will not be the way we are supposing it to be, but that we will be taken up in a more gentle, more kind of the same way that Jesus floated upwards. And also in the Inner Circle, in a video by Inner Circle, which I only watched last night, he talks about the Bible verse Micah 7.2, and I think it was in this video where he spoke about Micah 7.2, and it's not a verse I was familiar with, because it is like a hidden rapture verse where it says that the righteous will have vanished from earth's surface, and after the righteous people of God are no longer present on earth, then those who are left behind, they will be like hunting each other down, killing each other like barbarians. And this caught my attention because there is another prophecy that I read somewhere else very long time ago, that prior to um, in the years leading up to the year 2029, there is a book called I think it's called Beast, God's Beast and Man, or something like that, um, where it talks about where a Russian doctor, sorry, I'm not talking properly. Let me try to find the name of that book first. There is a book called something like God, Beast and Man, where a Russian doctor were trying to escape Russia during the Red War. That's it, that's the name of the book. Beast, Man and Gods. It was written by a Russian doctor. He just stumbled into a mysterious land while escaping barbarians who invaded Russia at the time, and he found himself into the land of people who are in close association with the hidden kingdom of Shambhala. And I know what I'm saying here is not biblical, and Christians who don't want to know about this, they don't have to. But what I'm saying is that in this book, towards the very end, there is a prophecy saying that prior to the year 2029, the people who will be occupying Earth prior to 2029 will be like mad dogs, is basically the exact words written in this book. The prophecy says that before 2029, the humans who are going to inhabit the planet will be just barbarians. They will be really bad barbarians, and the righteous people will not be present on earth at the time leading up to 2029. So recently I have come across many Christian channels who say that they do not think that the rapture will happen before 2028, and that they think that the rapture is somewhere around 2030 at least. Like, it's not something that we should expect till probably in about 10 years time. But this does not line up with what this book called Beasts, Men and Gods has said, because in this book it said that in the year 2029 and shortly before the years leading up to 2029, the people who are living on earth at the time are just going to be barbarians. They're going to be bad, nasty people who are just like mad dogs. And this got my attention because, like I said in the video, which shocked me when I watched it, because I had no clue about Micah 7.2, and it is a prophecy that all the righteous will be gone and that the people who will be left behind on earth will be just very nasty, bad, cruel barbarians. And so I will leave this video with a big question mark, because we are at a point in the history of mankind where we don't know what is true, what is false, and what is right and what is wrong anymore when it comes to prophecy, because there is so much going on. And I have also remembered something. Let me search for it and I'll show it to you. So there is somebody called Elizabeth April, and I have only watched like a couple of her videos, not many, but I know that she's very accurate when it comes to predicting the future, because her very first video that I watched, she spoke about how some abducted children who are colored, some kidnapped children will be found because they were like victims of trafficking, child trafficking. And around the same time that that she published her video, those children were found around exactly the same time that when she said they would be found. And I realized then that she can see the future for real. So only recently she released a video about the rapture, and the thumbnail says the rapture is real but not what you think. So she sees how there are many timelines and that not everybody will have the same future, because not everybody's timeline will be the same. And so she doesn't see the rapture happening anytime soon. She says that the rapture is not something to be expected till about 2030, more than likely. And this got me because the timings she gave are very similar to the timings given by Randy Kay, because Randy Kay released a video a few days ago called the 2030 Convergence, and he says that the rapture is not like imminent as in the next few weeks, next few months, but he thinks that the rapture is something that will probably not happen till about 2030 onwards. And what shocked me is that what he has been thinking about concerning the rapture is basically the same kind of thing that the girl I have just showed you, whose name is Elizabeth April, she says the same kind of things concerning the timing of the rapture that Randy Kay says. So I am assuming that we are going to live in crazy times coming where different people will have different experiences, and that the rapture will not be the same for everybody, because some people will probably be going by UFO first, as Dr. Scott McQuaid from Inner Circle says, and then, like Elizabeth April and Randy Kay say, others will be getting raptured through another means where their reality just shifts and changes. So, for me personally, the rapture is about being with Jesus. And you're Mary Dickinson, when I have gone deep into what she has been talking about, even when she has responded and replied to comments, it's all about loving Jesus. And after running this channel, through running this channel and also mixing with other people, I know that it's not the same for everybody, because when I left a comment on Randy K's video, somebody replied to me and said that I am being selfish by wanting the rapture to be soon. And she said to me, Jesus said the most important thing is to love God and love your neighbor like yourself. That's the core principality of Christianity. So she had a little argument with me about what my beliefs are about the bride and the bridegroom, and how we're not supposed to be selfish by wanting to rush the rapture, because she said to me that a delayed rapture is a good thing, because it means that more and more people get saved. And I will not go into all the things I have replied back to her, some of which I will just mention briefly, because even during the time when Jesus is ruling and reigning on earth as our King, even at the time, people will still be in need of getting saved. Because when Satan is released after 1,000 years, he will still go and cause people to rebel against Jesus. So the pain that the bride feels when Jesus doesn't come and rapture us on a day where we expect the rapture to happen, it is a true heartbreaking pain that the bride feels when the bridegroom doesn't show up on that specific day. And I have come to realize that not all Christians feel this pain. Not all Christians want anything to do with seeing Jesus as the bridegroom. To them, it's all about the Christianity they're practicing is all about loving God and loving people, but it's not about Jesus coming as the bridegroom for them, because they are simply not the bride. They just don't have the same kind of longing and desire to be immediately with Jesus as the bride of Christ has. And so, for all the people who are the bride of Christ and who feel the pain and the desire to be with Jesus, like right now, right this very second, I am going to say that you're not like most Christians, because most Christians are no longer in the category that we are, where we are waiting for the time of the midnight cry. And your Mary Dickinson, she has a heart for Jesus like the true bride of Christ has. And so we have to just look at things from out of the box for a little bit and not see Jesus in the traditional old-fashioned way that we have tried to see him through. And like I said, when I found out from Inner Circle that there is a Bible verse called Micah 7.2 about the separation of the righteousness and those left behind becoming barbarians, it so reminded me of the book by the Russian doctor. So I'm not gonna keep talking because I have explained now everything that has really come to me since the last time I spoke on here, because since the release of my previous video I have come across all this new information, and that's why I have not released a video for quite a bit, because everything that I have talked about and everything that I have covered today is quite absurd, is quite shocking even to my own self. I honestly did not know how to think about such things, how to process it, because they are not traditionally biblical. And when you try to think outside of the box and think about things which are not totally biblical, then it kind of shakes you up a bit. But like I have said, I did not know that there is a Bible verse called Micah 7.2, which talks about the righteous people having vanished from earth and only bad, nasty barbarians will be left to hunt one another and to kill one another. But when I watched this video yesterday, I came across the Bible verse Micah 7.2, which is an unknown Bible verse about the rapture and the disappearance of the righteous, and it so blew my mind, so shocked me, because like I said, it took me back to the book written by the Russian doctor, where there is a prophecy, a very similar prophecy, and although it is given to mankind by the hidden unknown kingdom of Shambhala, where the kingdom of Shambhala and those people who are associated with it, they say that the righteous will disappear from earth before 2029, and that those people who will be populating earth in the years leading to 2029 will only be bad barbarians. And so it matches the prophecy in the Bible given by Micah 7.2. So many things are converging, so many prophecies from unknown sources, such as the Hopi people, such as the hidden, forgotten kingdom of Shambhala, and now aligning up with Micah 7.2, which was a Bible verse I had never heard about before. And I think it's no coincidence that I only found out about it yesterday through either this video or this one. So all I'm saying is, let's just hope we get raptured this December 2025 itself, And even if it means going up to another planet through a UFO, let's keep our mind broad-minded. Let's keep ourselves broad-minded, where we realize that Ezekiel's chariot and even the chariot of fire that took Elijah away could also have been UFOs. And a few weeks ago, I would never ever have said any of the things that I have said today in my video, but I am beginning to feel shaken up. My core beliefs have been shaken up recently, and that's why I am saying what I'm saying in this video today. So with that said, I hope you enjoy the information that I have just released to you through this video. Thank you for watching me again. It's a very long video, but let's hope that Three Eye Atlas is genuinely the sign of the Son of Man, and the two helpers of the Savior that's coming to take us to live with him to another planet. Take care, bye.